So we've now solved this problem. Let's look at how we can use the ideas that we've discovered in solving this problem to get us a general formula. Let's go back to our 5 possible winning numbers. So we had 5 numbers that could win, and we worked out that what we needed to do was times these numbers together to get us how we could order 5 chosen numbers from our 30 numbers. So the first number is chosen from 30, second number 29, second number 28, second number 27, second number from 26. Well, to get a formula for how we get this, so effectively what we're doing is getting a permutation of 5 numbers from 30. Let's consider what happened if we take it all the way down. So if we do 6, if we go all the way down to 6, 7, 8, all the way up to 29 and 30 numbers, then effectively you would have times 25 times 24 times all the way down to times 2 times 1 options. Now what we can see is this from 30 all the way down to 1 is a factorial. I don't know if you've come across factorials before, but 30 factorial would equal 30 times 29 times all the way down to times 2 times 1. So we've got 30 factorial. But here, the red bit, we have 25 factorial. Yep, this bit here is 25 factorial. So effectively what we have got is 30 factorial, and if we divide by 25 factorial, the 25 factorial will cancel out all of these numbers. You divide by 25 factorial, you'll cancel out the 25, the 24, the 23, and all the way down to 1. So getting a permutation of 5 numbers from 30 numbers is 30 factorial divided by 25 factorial. Well, how can we make that work into a formula? Let's just think about that in more detail. So effectively we've got the purple numbers are going to be taken from the 30 factorial, but we're going to be dividing by the red numbers, which is effectively always going to be whatever the number of purple numbers there are taken away from the total number of numbers. So there's 5 of these purple numbers, take that away from 30, gives us the 25. So we can see that we're going to get 30 minus 5 factorial is the way we're going to work this. So just for example, say we had 6 winning numbers from 50, which is quite close to a lot of lotteries. If you had 6 winning numbers from 50, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as your winning positions, and you'd carry all the way up to 7, 8, and so on up to 49 and 50. And therefore, from that, you would have numbers that you want, 50, 49, 48, and so on, all the way down. And actually, better just write it out, 47, 46, and 45. Take away 6 away from 50, and you get your first number we're going to start off here at, 45, 44, 43, all the way down to 2 times 1. So therefore you have again got 50, in this case you will have 50 factorial. So I just lost my pen for a second there. 50 factorial divided by, then to get the red numbers we must do 50 minus the number of numbers we wanted, which is 6 factorial. And that gives you the 44 factorial. 50 minus 6 gives you 44, and that gives you the 44 factorial, which we need to cancel out from the 50 factorial to just leave us the 50 times 49 times 48 times 47 times 46. If you're not quite sure how that looks, let me just write it out a bit more fully. So on the top, let's do it with the 50. You would have 50 times 49 times 48. I'm just going to miss out a couple and jump to the 45 and then go to the numbers you don't really want. The 44, the 43, all the way down to times 2 times 1. And then if we divide that out Oops. If we divide that out by 50 minus 6 factorial, that's 44 factorial. So we're going to divide by 44 factorial. So 44 times 43 times all the way down to times 2 times 1. And we can see straight away that we are going to be cancelling out the 44 here with the 44 here, the 43 here with the 43 here, and we can see why this leaves us with just the numbers we want, 50 down to 45. Well, how do we get that into a formula? Let's get a general letter for a formula for this. So what we're doing is we've got n numbers to choose from. And we are selecting R numbers. So if we're going to, for example, in the first case we had n is 30 and R is 5, and the second case we've got n is 50 and R is 6, we get the formula n factorial over n minus R factorial. And that shows how we can get a permutation. And remember, this is permutation because we're not worried that the order is mattering here. Of R numbers from n factorial. Now, the thing with lottery problems is that the numbers, so your 30 times 29 times 28 times 27 times 26, now we need to divide by the number of ways these 6 winning numbers can be arranged. Because we're not interested in arrangements. You don't mind what order you draw your numbers out. You know, if you get 25, 26, say you're just doing two numbers, 25 and 27. 27, 25 is exactly the same arrangement for you in a lottery. It makes no difference, but yet there's two different ways of ordering them. Same with 6 numbers. This is how many ways you can order them. So therefore we need to divide by that. So effectively, we've got, this is our R value. So to get all these different combinations, so we're choosing R numbers from n numbers. The formula for this will be n factorial over n minus R factorial. Okay, that gives you the permutations, but to make it into combinations where the order doesn't matter, we don't care about the order, we need to divide by further R factorial. Okay, the number that we're choosing. So we're choosing R numbers from n numbers. Okay, we get a formula for n factorial over n minus R factorial, and this is equal to a button on your calculator. It's called the NCR button. Now let's just have a look at that button in action on our calculator. Just call in the calculator. Here we go. We have a calculator. So there's the NCR button on this calculator. So if we wanted to do 50C60, so we type in 50. Let me do shift on this calculator, that, and we want to choose 6 from it, and we get our answer. In this case, it's about 15,890,700. Okay, for 50C6. So that shows how you can use it on your calculator. Now, there is another way of writing it. You'll see in some books it's just written as NR in brackets. It's worth noting that if you do some extra reading on this. So here we go. We have now worked out how we can work out what is the total number of possible combinations you can get of numbers when you're choosing 6 numbers from 50, or in the British lottery is 6 numbers from 49. The N will be 49 and the R will be 6, and you can see there's going to be a very large number of combinations indeed.